Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I'm Megan and I'm here with another video on productivity and organization so that you can turn your to-do list into your dream life. Today we are talking about a subject that's a little scary. Take a deep breath, take a big sip, and let's do it. We're going to talk about your email inbox. You know your inbox, you know it. You know it always feels a little out of control, always feels a little overwhelming, always feels a little apprehensive when you go to push the button to open the email. You're like, but it doesn't have to be that way. My first tip for managing your email inbox is to actually check your email at a very specific time of day. Let's be honest, it can totally snatch away a huge part of your day that really should be spent on more important things like a long-term project or a really big deadline that you have coming. When you think about it, email is actually a list of other people's needs, other people's priorities, their goals, their needs, the things that they are working on. So since it is a list of things that other people want you to do, it's hard to focus on the things that you have on your list to get done. Stop letting them take that time away from you by setting a specific time on the calendar to check your email, and that is it. You literally have to block it out on your calendar so that you don't get taken away during that time. I block out an hour of client communication at the beginning of my day that's literally on my calendar. So if somebody wants to invite me to something at that time, I then have the choice to move it to a different time to accommodate that meeting as necessary. But it lets the other person know on the other end of that meeting invite that I did have something planned. Second tip is something that I learned from the book Traction. I will leave a link to it below. It was actually a book that my boss asked me to read for work, and it's basically about how to achieve goals within a business. But one of the things that he suggested is that if you're going to touch something in your email, only touch it once. Don't read the email and then know that there's an action step attached to it and not do it. If you're reading it and you see it, take the time to respond back. Even if it's just to say, hey, thanks so much for this message. I can totally help you with that. I will be back to you with that as soon as I can. It's at least taking an action step forward, letting somebody know that, hey, I got your message. You don't have to come ask me about it again. I'll be working on it for you soon. You've at least responded, and you can delete that email out of your inbox. What I'll tend to do is if something, in my email has a to-do attached to it, I'll put that on my to-do list or on my calendar or somewhere where I can grab it again, but I don't need the email that somebody asked me for. If you need a timeline from me, great. I'm going to respond to you and let you know that I'm going to get it for you. I'm going to delete that email out of my way, and I'll write it down on my to-dos that I need to make a timeline for X, Y, or Z. Sometimes I do realize that you are going to need to keep the email because there's details in there that pertain to the item that you have to do. So my next point really is to create subfolders within your email inbox where you can store messages that you need to keep. Because I don't know about you, but when I open up my email and I see this long listing of messages that are sitting in there, it gives me a little bit of anxiety. So if I know that I need that email and I'm going to be working on it eventually, but I do not need it right now, I do not need it today, I do not need to see it every day, I'll take that email, put it into a subfolder where I know where it is, so when I go to work on it next, it's there, but it's not one of the first things I see when I bring up my email. My third and final tip for your email inbox is to consider using your out of office more frequently. I'm sure we're all used to using your out of office when you go on vacation or you're gone for a day, which totally makes sense. But I also wonder if we could be using it more often. So for me, I work in the event industry. So that means that on any given Saturday, it's very likely that I'm working a 12-hour day, and that 12 hours is strictly focused on the clients that are in front of me, serving the guests that are in front of me for that event. I need to be all in and focused on what's happening there that day. I don't have time to be next to my computer. So I can set up an out of office that day that says, hey, Thanks so much for your message. I'm helping an amazing couple get married today. I'm not going to be able to check my messages until tomorrow, but please go ahead and send me all the information that you need, and I will get back to you then. Thanks so much. Something that lets them know, A, you got their message, B, that you aren't going to respond to it immediately, which sets their expectations to a proper level, and then it also lets them know that, hey, I'll be getting to it, and here's when you're going to hear from me when I have a chance to be back on my email. And then really, truly, the bonus is that you don't get that annoying, hey, did you get my email? Because nobody likes those. Nobody likes it when you double check to see if I got your email, Pam. Nobody. Of course I got your email. You have the internet. I have your email. I'm just busy. I'll get to it. I hope all of that information and those 3 tips have given you a couple of strategies you can use to tame your email and have you feeling a little bit better about opening that inbox tomorrow. Strategies like this are really things that can help you focus in on the big priorities that you really should be spending your time on. You don't have to see the clutter in your inbox. You don't have to feel the mental clutter of a full inbox while you're trying to work on something super important. And nothing feels better than a clean email inbox. If you loved this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel so you can show your support for the channel and the content that you're getting here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me for this one today. I will be back in another video on a Wednesday or Sunday talking more about how you can turn your to-do list into your dream life. And until then, I hope you guys have a really great day.